Brother Harrison.
Howdy, Brother Historian. How are you today, sir?
Howdy, partner. You varmint.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cowboys and cowgirls, to our first episode of Wild West Wednesday. Yeehaw!
Yeah.
I'm not doing that voice anymore.
the
The bit is over. Today it's not Wednesday today when we record this. Probably won't go up on Wednesday, but darn it, we'll try our best.
NANI? Welcome, sir. We are here today to watch, of course, Bonanza, Episode 1, Season 1. I've never seen this show at all. My father was a great fan. My brother, to a much lesser extent. I live now in the state where it takes place, which is
indeed
kind of funny.
Yeah, so you can just get on your horse and ride all the way down to Virginia City and the Ponderosa Ranch.
Tons of Western TV at the time, obviously. Shoot, let me see. I noticed Yvonne DiCarlo is a guest on this episode, who is perhaps much more famous for playing Lily Munster a little bit. When did the Munsters come out? Maybe a little earlier, I think?
I think the Munsters came out in the mid to later 60s. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, this is that sweet spot in television history where you had black and white TV going up against colored TV. Sort of like how we, Homo sapiens and the Neanderthals, kind of coexisted for a little while before the one went extinct. Well, Bonanza. You know what? This was when I was a little kid, and back in the days of cable TV and channel hopping. And for those of you younger viewers who are not old enough to remember those days, trust me, you think that you can't find anything to watch on streaming service? You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. Hundreds of channels, nothing's on. Anyway, so every time when I was a little kid and I was channel hopping and I'd stumble across this show, it's like, all right, put the remote down, pick up the popcorn, and enjoy. This kind of TV, this type of TV, it's a bit of a cliche to say, but what the heck, I'll say it. They just don't make them like this anymore. They broke the mold. Mm-hmm. It's with this first episode, they went on to make another, I think, 430 episodes over 15 seasons. I could be wrong. I've only managed to track down 6 of them so far. This is back in the days where television writers actually cared what they were writing about. They actually went and decided we're going to do a good job on this instead of whatever the crap they're producing out today with AI generated script. Anyway, yeah. So with this series, you have episodes that are pure comedy, in my opinion, and they're written as pure comedy. And then the next episode, it could be dealing on a very serious fact. Like no spoilers, but there's this one episode where the characters are dealing with a racially bigoted schoolmaster, which for 1960s television, that was very surprising to me. Yeah, they deal with some pretty big issues back on this show. That's further on down the line.
Would you compare it to Star Trek, the original series, in that way?
I guess you could. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, Gene Roddenberry, he did actually envision Star Trek as the Wild West, but in the stars. So I guess so.
Just one more note. They note that it was filmed in Chavez Ravine in Southern California, which, in point of fact, is where Dodger Stadium is. So.
But they filmed everything in California back in the day.
No, of course they did. Yeah, it was close by. It's very, actually very evocative scenery, especially back then when it wasn't just a complete urban sprawl.
Oh, this theme song is the best.
That's iconic, certainly.
Indeed.
There's Carson City, which is the capital of Nevada.
Lauren Green. I actually found out that Mr. Lauren Green, he was actually a radio announcer during the Second World War.
Whoa, awesome.
Yeah, for the Canadian Broadcasting Association.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I know Michael Landon from the series Little House on the Prairie, where he played Paul Ingle.
Huge.
Much later down.
Huge TV star. Also, great success with Highway to Heaven in the 1980s.
Which I haven't seen yet.
Same.
Yeah.
Look at it, Adam. These thine eyes and a sight that approacheth heaven itself.
Probably Lake Tahoe.
Most likely.
You've been to a lot of places and you've seen a lot of things, Pa. You never seen or been to heaven.
Well, maybe I never been to heaven. Maybe I'm never going to get the chance. But heaven is going to have to go some to beat the 1,000 square miles of the Ponderosa.
As long as it's ours. As long as we keep it in Cartwright hands.
Know anyone who could take it away from us, son?
I know those who would try. The Virginia City bunch, if we gave them half a chance. It's little Joe. He's supposed to have met us here. I want a report of those cattle he was supposed to bring down from the north end.
Oh, you'll get it, son. You might have to wait until he's ready to give it to you.
I want that report now.
Well, maybe best thing for you to do is go find him.
I intend to do just that, Bob. Hoss will know where he is.
Adam. Remember, he's your brother.
Well, brother or not, I expect him to do his share, same as the rest of us.
He's a boy, son. Not a man like you. Only thing wrong with him, he's young.
Well, young or not, he's still a Cartwright.
Look at how much they established in 90 seconds of dialogue. Like, you get all the relevant relationships. They have this big, beautiful ranch that everyone's trying to take away from them. It's brilliant.
Yeah. And this is Hoss Cartwright. He's one of my favorite characters on this show.
I've been called Hoss a time or two in my life, so now I get to see why.
Played by Dan Blocker. Absolute teddy bear of a man.
Huh.
He giving you any trouble, Hoss?
Oh, Pa. You know there ain't no four-legged animal can give me any trouble.
Oh, I know that, son. No, any two-legged one either, for that matter.
I don't know. I remember one little two-legged animal didn't weigh an ounce over 100 pounds. Red hair and all. She didn't give me nothing but...
I wasn't thinking of any girl, son. I was thinking of your younger brother.
Little Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Adam's up the house talking to him now.
Big Errol Flynn fan, little Joe?
Couple hundred years before Errol Flynn, so...
Oh, good point.
What chance you gonna have to use an FA out here in the West?
What I always say is, older brother, if a man ever gets that chance, best be ready for it.
Stand still when I'm talking to you. You're a Cartwright. Do you know what that means?
No, older brother, I'm waiting for you to tell me.
All right, I'll tell you. It means you're supposed to be a man now, fit to do a man's work. It means you got part of the responsibility of running this ranch, same as Pa and Hoss and me.
I didn't think I could handle it same as you. I'd quit.
And how do you expect to do it with that New Orleans monkey pick you got handed down to you by your French quarter?
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
If you weren't my brother, Adam, I'd kill you for that.
Well, anytime you're ready, little Joe, you can just forget all about us being kin.
Well, you know, that'll be easy. Because I've never been able to see myself being kin to anything whelped out of a thin-nosed, blue-blooded Boston Yankee.
Oh!
Typical Cartwright sibling feud. And they're off, gentlemen.
Yep. Landed him right in that chair. That was a great stunt.
You want to fight me, Adam? You make a fist.
Yeah, Joe, he's kicking your ass.
Fire him, brimstone! Stop that fighting! Hoss, make him stop. Put an end to this shame, this disgrace.
Oh, they don't hear you. They don't mean no disrespect. It's just they working off a little extra steam. Don't you worry none. I'll stop them.
Probably...
All right. You boys had enough fun for one day. Let's call it quits. In case you didn't hear me, I said this play acting business is over, and I mean right now.
Now you stay out of this. Horse is between me and older brother here.
Hoss, wait!
Now, little Joe, you better quit before I get mad.
Yeah, he'll quit all right, Hoss. He hasn't the guts to take any man-sized punishment.
Awesome.
Sons, don't we have enough to fight? Must we fight amongst ourselves?
Why don't you tell that to him, Paul? You can get anything through that rock-bound New England head of his.
This is one of the reasons I love this show.
Absolutely.
Right? You're not very glad.
I guess the only way to...
Why does he keep calling him a Boston dandy? Did he go to college up there or something?
They all three of Ben Cartwright's sons, they were born of different mothers. He was married 3 times. He's a widower 3 times.
All I ask is for him to do his share.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're running the Ponderosa, not playing with an FA. And that means bringing 1,000 head of cattle down from pastures to the bottomland.
Those cattle, every last head of them, have been grazing in bottomland since this morning.
Don't you josh with me, little Joe.
Oh, boy, that'd be the day anybody tried to josh with you, you Yankee granite head.
Joe, you're telling the truth about those 1,000 head of cattle?
Pa, you know he's telling the truth. He ain't no liar, Pa.
That the truth, little Joe?
That's the truth.
How many head you lose on the way down?
There he won.
There you. Did you hear that, Adam? 1,000 head of prime stock down from a high pasture, and he loses nary a one.
Oh, Joe, that's wonderful.
I only did what any poor boy out of New Orleans would have done without even thinking about it.
Well, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Upsing! Where the devil are you hiding, you celestial skygazer? You got 4 hungry men who want to know what's for dinner.
Yell! Why you all the time have to yell?
Why do I have to yell?
I go away now.
Upsing! Upsing!
The chef seems like a wonderful character.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
That's the way to a shadow. You know that.
You tell the old man he speaks soft, not yell. Then maybe Hop Sing stay.
Paul, I'm powerful hungry. I ain't had but a couple of 3 breakfasts since morning. Oh, you know as well as I do, old Hop Sing's the best dang cook this side of San Francisco. Won't you go ahead and apologize?
Well, Paul, Boss is right.
He's right, Paul. We never knew what cooking was like till Hop Sing come here.
Paul, I sure am hungry, Paul. And I can smell dinner.
Upsing! Very sorry. Very, very sorry.
Get a very good dinner. Roast pig?
Roast pig. Did you say roast pig, Hop Sing?
Roast pig. Very good.
Oh, speaking
In all
Haas's
your
language.
born days, did you ever taste anything that could match old Hop Sing's roast pig?
You going to be able to last till dinner?
Well, it ain't gonna be easy. If I don't get something to eat pretty soon, I'm liable to just lay down right here.
Well, if anyone lays down and dies, let's remember there's still some work to do down at the corral. Just so happens this ranch don't run by itself.
Now, who's gonna pick up the furniture?
Right?
Hop Sing.
Who else?
You don't think very highly of our plan, do you, Hooper?
Look, Troy, this isn't my idea, scheming with an actress. You know what I'd like to do.
Everything all right, Miss Brown? Take the Ponderosa by storm. You know what that would cost us?
Oh, hang the expense. All I want is to get rid of that Cartwright bunch once and for all.
Well, I wasn't speaking of the cost in money, Hooper. I was speaking of the cost in human lives.
Yes. What are you planning on using, Hooper? The United States Cavalry? The last time we planned an expedition to take the Ponderosa, it cost us over 12 lives.
And Cartwright can assemble 200 of their mounted men within an hour if they have to. Up there in that empire they control, their position's impregnable. As Garvey says, we couldn't get at them with anything less than the U.S. cavalry.
All I know is that the Yellow Jacket needs 1 million board feet of timber a year to keep going.
Robber barons right here.
Right.
I think they might be a little bit too early in the terms of robber baron. This is supposed to take place in 1860, and the robber barons were more of a thing in the 1870s and 80s.
Yeah. Sort of the patronage era.
Yeah.
Ulysses Grant, the great hero of the Civil War, loved patronage. Loved it.
I'd be willing to pay any price he'd ask.
But I was just noting just a little filmmaking note here. Excuse me. They dress the Cartwrights in like earth tones, whereas like the industrial tycoons, like all their clothes are like the color of like steel and concrete. It's good stuff.
Troy,
I'm not sure if concrete was used that much in this era, but good mention. But yeah.
It separates them from the land, whereas the Cartwrights are like a part of it, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
Might succeed, where the United States cavalry might fail.
yes, but just by bringing one of his boys to town?
By putting into our hands the one thing that would make Ben Cartwright sell us his trees. A son.
So they're going to take one of his sons hostage.
Oh. Okay, so a modern show that is so shockingly like this, it has to, like all the relationships are almost one for one. The conflict is one for one. Is the show Yellowstone?
I've heard of it. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never seen a whole episode.
It's pretty good. It's basically modern Bonanza.
Yeah. I've heard mixed reviews, so.
Which
We'll
is
see.
fair. It gets its ups and downs, certainly.
Yeah. Oh. Man down. Now, you and I could never do anything like that.
No, that's absolutely not.
I guess I had that one coming.
That's too good a piece of horse flesh to ruin by bringing along too fast.
What's that carriage doing on the Ponderosa?
Those fools, they should have known better.
Oh, it's a runaway carriage. Okay. So when I was growing up, we referred to city folk as flatlanders because I grew up in the mountains.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Where I grew up, it's all flat. No hill, like, well, you got an occasional hill, but there's no mountains to speak of.
Saw this runaway carriage and I was like, dumb flatlanders.
And here we have a modern road. You can tell that because it's got the little green thing right in the middle. That's where the tires don't touch.
Right. Oh, did we reuse that shot? No. Oh, first was the coach and then was the car race.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Well.
Seem to have lost a wheel.
Put those hands up. If you put them down before you're told, you're dead, mister.
If you know who I am, then you know you're on the Ponderosa.
I'm sorry about that, but then I guess I must have got lost tracking over them hills.
Don't you kowtow to him, driver, unless you want to answer to me.
Oh. Lily Munster.
Idea. The very idea of shooting at innocent, unarmed people, and in broad daylight. Why, if I'd realized that this is the way they treat people in Virginia City, I never would have come here.
Well, this is not Virginia City, ma'am. You're on the Ponderosa.
The Ponderosa? What's that?
The Ponderosa, man. That's the home place of the Cartwrights. They got just about the biggest spread in the country. This here is Ben Cartwright, and these is his sons.
And we don't cotton to strangers, male or female. What's your business here?
My business? Am I still in United States territory?
Well, that you are, ma'am, but I wouldn't go trading on it too much if I was you.
Well, you're not me. And I wish you'd put that awful thing down.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's the matter with you? Haven't you ever seen a lady before?
Oh, ma'am. You're not such a pretty one.
A
long time.
Little Joe is smitten.
You're still pointing that gun at me, you know.
I might still intend to use it.
Put it away, son. Maybe they really did lose their way.
Well, as long as they get off the Ponderosa.
It appears we're going to need some help if you expect us to honor that request.
I'll be happy to oblige.
Boy, Adam's got that oldest brother weight of duty on his shoulders happening, doesn't he?
It's a relief to know that even here a lady can expect help from a gentleman.
Little Joe.
The gentleman giant, so to
Maybe
speak.
the lady would like a
Yes.
nice cool drink after traveling around in the dust and heat.
The lady happens to have a name, gentlemen. Miss Lotta Crabtree.
You mean the famous actress?
I mean the very same. Miss Lotta Crabtree.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Little Joe, take Miss Crabtree up to the house. They're arrested, though. Put this fool...
Haas is just a giant 12-year-old.
Just a giant teddy bear is what he is.
Can you ride this horse?
I'll see that man will walk him out of the house. My pleasure, ma'am.
So many scenes in Yellowstone like this of like fish out of water landlubbers, so to speak, kind of getting accustomed to ranch life. Like, yeah. Boy, Michael Landon sure was a screen presence. Not sure how
He was.
He wasn't a bigger movie star.
Adam, you reckon you're going to get this thing fixed today?
You'd like to try?
If I did, who'd hold his wagon?
I'd also like to point out that he's the only one of the cast that's left-handed.
Try that wheel again. See if it'll...
Oh, good eye.
All right, up patience and string you to the nearest tree.
What about the lady, Miss?
I'd like to point out that in later this season and the rest of the season, the Cartwrights aren't this bloodthirsty. This is like the pilot. They're still working out the characters.
Sure, yeah.
Oh dear, here comes Hupsing.
They've set up threats to their territory.
Low speak, all dry up. Why you not come in?
Because we had something better to do.
You don't mean it's ruined, Hopsy.
All dry up. Follow away.
Go away.
No.
No.
Hopsing invite lady eat a low speak. She say thank you very much, but she have to go Virginia City.
Virginia City.
Oh.
Crazy little Joe. He didn't agree to take her.
Take Bess Buggy too. She very pretty lady. Very pretty.
Not alone.
Mister, you've got just 1 minute to tell us all you know about it.
I swear I don't know nothing, Mr. Cartwright.
That minute's running out fast.
Who sent you up to the Ponderosa?
Nobody. I mean, I was just hired to drive the lady up around these hills.
Was it Alpheus Troy? Was it Alpheus Troy hired you? Talk, man, while there's still a tongue in your head.
I couldn't help myself, Mr. Cartwright. I couldn't say no to Troy. I just couldn't help myself.
How much did he pay you?
You went into that town alone.
Oh, that was bait for one of the sons to take her back. Okay.
Yep.
Us. Not into Virginia City, not yet. It's exactly what they want. Just the 4 Cartwrights. Well, we'll ride in. But we'll have 100 men riding in after us in the morning if we haven't returned. We'll let the men from the North Valley. Adam, you ride out to the settlers on the Tahoe Rim. I'll take care of the men at the sawmill. As soon as we're through, we'll ride into Virginia City. I'll be waiting for you in the Sazerac.
We have like a prisoner exchange here. What's the play?
If we don't go back by morning, kill them.
Oh, okay.
Later on, Ben Cartwright would never have done that. So
certainly trust his cook.
Oh. I think we better let him rest, man. We don't want to get him all tuckered out.
I see. It's
Yeah.
very considerate of you to drive me, Mr. Cartwright.
Darn it, I'd spend more time with you.
Just call me Little Joe.
Little Joe? Well, you're not that small.
I was not that bad. It's my brother Horst is that big.
Yes, he is. But what kind of a name is that for a man? Horse.
Oh, he had some other name when he was born, but he only weighed in at 50 pounds when he was just a couple of months old. People just forgot the other name and started calling him Horst.
50 pounds at a couple of months. Now, that's impossible.
Impossible, man? I don't think you'd say that if you could have seen Horst's mother.
Is she your mother, too?
Who, that big gal? Oh, no. Pa said she stood 6 feet tall on her stocking feet and could punch like a mule. That's how Pa met her. She threw him 2 out of 3 times in a wrestling match.
Oh, she didn't.
No. Now, she's a real beautiful woman. Came from Sweden. Pa said she was like a clean, fresh sunrise.
I'm sure she was. Your father was married twice?
And more than that.
More than that?
Yeah, older brother Adam. He's from Pa's first wife. She was the daughter of a New England sea captain. Imagine my pa being married to a Yankee.
What's so wrong about a Yankee?
Ma'am, if you don't already know, this ain't no use in my telling.
Yeah, Little Joe, you're a Yankee to me. You're from north of the Mexican, south of the Canadian border. That makes you a Yank to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Canada forever.
I remembered a question I wanted to ask you. Let's talk about it after the episode.
All right.
Remind me.
That reminds me of my Red Dead Redemption days.
Oh, yeah. Always have the guy speaking Chinese in the background?
Well, that was more Saint-Denis.
Ah.
Saint-Denis.
Spider has just snagged the fly.
Troy, do you think Miss Crabtree would appreciate being called a spider?
As long as she collects her fee of $10,000 for this special performance, I don't think she cares what she's called.
$10,000 in 1860 money, that was quite a bit of change.
Yeah, that was like Tom Cruise money.
Too much, man.
I loved it. Fastest 20 miles I've ever experienced. You will stay
20
for my
miles.
performance, won't you?
I don't know what could keep me away.
Well, I'll look for you from the stage.
Was she charmed by little Joe to not go through with it? I wonder.
Well, she's already gone through with it. They're in Virginia City.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
After the show, you ask me then.
Now you know what you're going to do.
Right.
Oh, Miss Crabtree, this is indeed a pleasure.
You sent for me, Mr. Troy?
I'd have come.
Every time he says the word, every time he says Crabtree, I'm instantly reminded of Constable Crabtree from Murdoch Mysteries, which I guarantee you probably never have seen. It's a Canadian show.
I have not.
Set in like the early 1900s.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Won't you sit down?
Well, thank you.
Insert picture of Constable Crabtree here.
Oh, by the way,
Got it covered.
congratulations.
Yeah. I'll send you a picture.
Congratulations. For what? My performance isn't until later.
Well, let's say for bringing that young man into Virginia City.
Oh, is that so difficult? Did you have any doubts?
It isn't easy to get a Cartwright to do anything.
He was just one young man. Didn't you think I was woman enough to persuade one young man to do my bidding?
Oh, enough to do all that, I'm sure. And more. But you see, Miss Crabtree, our task isn't quite finished.
What is there left to do, Mr. Troy?
We want you to persuade that young man to accompany you to your hotel rooms. After this evening's performance, of course.
Of course.
Don't think it'll be too hard.
How interesting and how unusual. What do I do then? Make love to him?
No, just keep him there. Talk to him. Do anything but keep him there.
He's such a boy.
Troy looks like Bob Barker.
Talk
Rest in
about
peace, by the
blasting
way.
Trees. They've got more than 1 million of them up there on the Ponderosa, and we want them.
Trees? You want trees? I thought you were all Silver Kings.
Trees fell timber. And we need timber, Miss Crabtree, desperately, to keep our minds going. You see, the deeper the veins go into the earth, the richer, the purer the silver. But without timber, millions of feet of it, to support our tunnels and our shafts, there's a limit to how deep we can go.
Then it appears I've earned my rather exorbitant fee.
Get that boy up into your room tonight, and you've earned another 10,000.
What do you intend to do with him?
Hold him as a hostage until Ben Cartwright gives us the right to cut down his trees.
And what if Ben Cartwright refuses?
The way Ben loves those sons of his, I don't think he'll refuse.
I'll expect another 10,000, Mr. Troy.
I like Troy's office. I want that in my house.
Yeah, it's a very unique style they don't do anymore. What's the name of that style?
That's a very good question. I know what you're talking about. I don't know the label.
It's a friend, Hopling. Put down the war club. Also much happy to see friend. Always happy to see you too, Hopling. How's honorable son, Hop Sing? He cook very good? Oh, very good. Horse loves him like a brother.
Ah, so very good son. You come from Virginia City all alone? You take terrible risk.
Well, if honorable father just take my horse to the stable, I want to take care of a few little things uptown. You mind, Hopling? For a very beautiful lady.
Ah. The name of the episode.
I have come for to court you, your affections for to gain. And if you'll give me good
Back in the days where actors were actually required to sing.
Right, right.
None of this auto-tune bullcrap.
Yeah, Yvonne DiCarlo was quite a talent as well. I'm not sure, honestly, what career she had beyond the Munsters, but
And look at that. The booth's got like hooks for their hats.
Yeah. Ford's Theater. That's a trip I would love to make. It's in DC, of course, but
Hang on, isn't that the one where Lincoln got?
That is the one.
Is it still? It's still standing?
Still standing. Yeah, it was
refurbished.
Oh yeah, total national monument. Yeah, refurbished like 15 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Oh whoa!
Well, I don't think
right on the stage. Sorry, you were saying.
I don't think there'll be any Six Septerranos in this scene. So
no, I don't think so. There's still a few of these little theaters preserved around Nevada. Not in Vegas because it's too young of a city, obviously, but yeah, that'd be a fun trip as well.
Vegas was founded in, I want to say, 1900? No.
Yeah.
Wait. It was?
The number will surprise you. Yeah, it was like the 1940s.
Has no business being there, whatever.
No,
right?
not even a little bit. As the level of Lake Mead will attest. It's in the lion's den, and he doesn't even know it.
And instead of roses, everyone's throwing money. Oh, well, one rose.
Aha, there we go.
Young Cartwright sure didn't waste any time snapping up her invitation.
In his place, I would have done the same. Well, if you had, it'd have been your last supper, too. Aaron, have you assigned proper men to the task? McCutcheon and Farrell, Yellow Jacket boys. Excellent. Gentlemen and ladies, I invite you to partake of the pleasures of my Club Sazerac special.
It's open. Come in. Your rose is most beautiful, Mr. Cartwright.
Hardly anything, man. Compared to all these. I don't think any of them could have been given with more admiration. Or affection.
Take it easy, little Joe.
All right. Well, he's pouring it on thick.
Well, he is the Casanova of the family, so...
Yes. Snappiest dresser.
Like it?
Who, me? Ma'am, I loved every bit of it. As a matter of fact,
Tell me, Mr. Cartwright. Your mother was the third wife?
And the last.
What was her name?
Felicia, why do you ask?
I don't know, but you must be very much like her. Where did she meet your father?
Father took a business trip down to New Orleans. Guess he made out better than he ever figured he would.
New Orleans. I might have known.
Hey, Grandpappy served there under the pirate Lafitte, till he got...
You mean to say your grandfather was hanged? How awful.
What ain't a bad way to go, man? When you're 82. You ever been in New Orleans?
New Orleans. I've been there dozens of times.
Oh, I'd give anything if I could go to New Orleans. My mother used to tell me about it before she died. I can hardly remember now. I was just a little kid, not even 5 years old. I know she used to tell me what a beautiful city it was.
Yes, a very beautiful city.
When it wasn't underwater.
Very old.
Yes.
Very gracious. But we'll talk about that at supper.
I got a little place all picked out. Run by a fellow from Paris, France. Going to Virginia City a couple of years ago and paying for gold. And he got so discouraged with the kind of food they dish out around here, he just opened up a little cafe.
got rich that. That's actually how a lot of people made their fortune during gold rushes. They'd sell supplies to the miners.
Absolutely, yeah.
I love French cooking.
Why break your back pounding and raking rocks when you can just sell them stuff?
100%, yeah. There's
Here, let me pour you
10
some.
million guys trying to get rich quick. Maybe 5 of them actually will, but all of them got to eat.
I heard about this one story during the California gold rush. This woman, she went out there with her husband. Her husband died, and she was left destitute, so she started, like, cutting hair and cooking food for the miners, and she died stinking rich,
Pretty famous.
like a couple decades later.
Man, you just never know.
But then
Yeah,
at $50.
That was the source of the Levi Company's riches, of course.
$50? Well, this stuff's expensive.
Everything I have is expensive. My hats, my shoes, my furs, my gowns, everything.
Mm.
And money must be very important to you.
The most important thing in the world.
Vanity, thy name is woman.
That's what enchants me so about Virginia City. I can watch them dig it here, right out of the ground.
I see what she's doing. She's trying to warn him off subtly.
Ah,
You don't know how hard I've worked. How many years it's taken to be able to buy the kind of champagne we're drinking now.
and here they come.
Oh, the gears are turning.
Right.
Listen, little Joe. Why won't your father let them cut down those trees? They'd be willing to pay anything he asked.
The trees? Who wants to know about the trees?
Uh-oh.
They need those trees. Without those trees, they can't keep their mines going.
And without those trees, we can't keep the land going. You expecting any visitors, ma'am?
He knows.
I suppose you know what I've done, don't you?
But she did give you a warning, little Joe, so keep that in mind.
That's right.
Oh, dear.
Where is he? Where's my son?
May I ask you, Mr. Cartwright, to address whatever questions you may have to my friend, Langford Poole?
Let's play a game of Spot the Bad Guy. Is it black and all black?
As you well know, boasts 12 notches on his gun.
Subtle. Subtle, their costume designers.
Go home, Cartwright. Go home before I kill you.
You tell me to go home.
You tell a man to go home who's currently pointing a double-barreled shotgun at your gut.
Right.
I wouldn't be that bold.
Flesh
Yeah.
rotting and stinking in the sun.
You're gonna die for saying that to me, old man. You're gonna die.
You have any argument, Poole? You don't have it with my father. You have it with me.
One Cartwright is just about the same to me as another.
Awesome.
He's sweating.
Yeah. Holy smokes. Well, Adam beat the mini-boss.
I might be putting a little bit too much stock in him.
Where's my boy?
I don't know. I don't know where he is.
We looked all over town, Pa. There's no trace of him.
Troy, the Lord saith an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I want my son, Troy. My son. Or your life.
You think that brat of yours is in Virginia City, Ben Cartwright? All right. Find him.
I'll find him. With that actress once I know where she is.
You know that, Troy? You know where she is. Now tell me or I'll rattle your teeth.
At the hotel. The International House.
I'll find him.
Well,
Plan just blew up in their face.
Yeah, that worked. Sheesh.
Boss, you stay here and help Pa keep them seated right where they are. If I don't come back with little Joe, we'll ask some more questions.
They'll be here when you get back at them. One shape or another, but they'll be here.
Maybe missing a few teeth.
Right.
But, yeah, they'll be here.
Yes, ma'am, you sure got expensive tastes. Like the champagne stuff. Hats, gowns, and furs. I guess you didn't have much choice.
But you have. They'll kill you, little Joe. You can get out through the window. Please, before it's too late.
Ma'am, I thought we had a supper date together. Gentlemen, may I say that your visit isn't entirely unexpected?
You get out of here.
Oh, careful. She's armed with an umbrella.
Look out. It's going to do some damage.
I'd be looking for a fire poker or something.
Right. Oh, it works. Awesome.
Oh.
Oh,
God.
Yes. Now you're in his wheelhouse. So beautifully silly.
Crabtree, ma'am, you're a sweetheart.
Yeah, it's not that far to the ground. I suggest you jump. Well, actually, now that I look at it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If you land right, you're not breaking anything, I guess?
Yeah, but I never land right.
Yeah.
That would have been one or both my ankles.
Right.
For me.
Adam. Oh, I'm so happy to see you.
Are you? Where's my brother?
He was.
He went out the window.
I'm sorry, Adam. I didn't think this was going to happen.
Well, what you thought or think doesn't interest me, Miss Crabtree.
You're hurting my arm.
I'll break it. Where's the kid?
You don't understand.
Understand what? You and Alpheus Troy?
You don't think much of me, do you?
On the contrary. I think you did your job beautifully. It's not everyone that could lure a young fool kid to his death.
That isn't true. I didn't know they wanted to hurt him. They said it would just be a little trick, a sort of a game. Could I go up into the mountains and make one of you follow me back to town?
For how much money?
10,000.
Money didn't have anything to do with it.
Oh,
Didn't you just hear me say it was a little game, a sort of a lark?
Oh, I heard you. It doesn't mean I have to believe you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let go of me. Get your hands off me.
Next time, Miss Crabtree, pick on a man, not a boy.
Ooh.
Pick on someone your own size.
Right.
He's around here somewhere. We'll go through every shack and tent till we can find him.
No, this isn't going to end bad whatsoever.
No. Didn't realize little Joe was actually friendly with the Chinese community.
Where are you hiding him? That's a big help. Well, if he's here, we'll find him.
Yep. Gunman's alive.
Hey.
He only winged him.
Oh, man. Thank you for keeping me alive. Of course, one day you may regret it, you know.
I doubt that. We never see you again.
Where is he? Did you find him?
No, I didn't find him, Pa. I got his horse outside. Found it at the stable. He's still in town.
We'll go on looking for him, Alpheus Troy. And if we don't find him,
Coming back and taking it out of your ass.
Back in the days where there wasn't really much law, just at the barrel of a gun.
Right.
Whether or not the guy behind it was a good or bad man was anyone's guess.
Sure.
We'll try that one next. Inside basket. I cover close.
Nice.
You got anybody hiding in here? Hide somebody? No, nobody. Me hide nobody. Oh, what's the use? Let's turn this place inside out. Why?
They're going on about it all the wrong way. You want you want someone to figure out if anyone's hiding in there, just pick it up, and if it's really heavy, there's someone in there.
Fair, yeah. Oh. Isn't that the one he's in?
It was. But
no ticky, no washy.
oh dear. If I were Little Joe, I'd be offering to help to clean up.
Right, exactly. Jeez.
Probably not the smartest thing to do.
It's unnecessary.
What the heck was that thing soaked in? Gasoline?
Respect for our TV time here, I think.
They're probably all shouting, "Who are these two dumb Americans coming to our town to start wrecking our place?"
Yes. Nice. Yeah, that was a great idea. Burning down that innocent guy's tent. Yeah! Get him, Little Joe.
Get a few licks in.
Sure.
Restaurants. So, it's no name, just restaurant.
Right.
Back in the days before chain brands.
No, are you kidding me? Oh, Little Joe, you scamp.
You scamp!
Oh, Little Joe, you scamp.
2 seconds later.
You scamp!
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Is this what you've been doing all night?
All night, Pa? I thought I was just getting started.
It's a great pleasure, Mr. Cartwright.
Out, you little rapscallion, before I
You little rapscallion. They're setting up a love triangle here. I don't know if Yvonne DiCarlo comes back to the show, but
I think this is her one and only episode.
Okay, it's used as a chip for sibling rivalry, I suppose.
Yeah, boy.
Oh. Okay. Did keep calling Little Joe a boy.
Well, I think Michael Landon, he was only about like 20, 25, maybe?
That makes sense, yeah.
I mean, Robert Parnell, he looks to be about 35 in this, so...
Yeah.
And riding off into the sunrise. Not the sunset, but the sunrise.
Sure. The beginning of the show. How appropriate. Let's watch these credits.
Yeah. That theme song. I don't know if you noticed, but the on the compass, the north is pointing that way.
Oh, it sure is, isn't it?
Yeah. I only just realized that. I've been watching the show for a very long time, and I only just realized that, so that was the first episode of Bonanza, the pilot. And I really like it. They don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah, same. I really liked it too. Yeah, like I said, really tight writing. You learn like the conflict, the relationships right in that first little 2-minute scene with Adam and Pa. Great characters, obviously. I stand by my Yellowstone comparison. I think that Taylor Sheridan, the Yellowstone creator, obviously really likes Bonanza. I can imagine my 10-year-old father watching this with his brothers and just getting the hugest kick out of it. So
Bonanza, good show, good old-fashioned cowboy show. Don't make them like they used to. It's one of those timeless classics. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, cowboys and cowgirls, I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Wild West Wednesday. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and remember to subscribe to our main channels. Link down in the description down below. And until next time, gents, this has been your host, Harrison MacArthur, and Draco Pendragon, and the Word Pronunciarian signing off.
Be good, varmints. We're departing directly.
Yeehaw!